Hello. Welcome to another video. So this is a pink and black marble set with some matte black nails. And for this set I have used my Trilogy clear for my base and my capping. And I have used Trilogy Tudor Rose for the pink. And you see those little bits of sparkle right there, those little bits of sparkle on that ring finger? That is Trilogy Snow White, which is quite a beautiful powder. It's like little chopped up bits of glitter in a clear, like, well, it's not clear base, is it? But you know, I know it's really quite pretty. And then I've also just got a flat black powder that I'm using as well. You can use any brand for this. I think Trilogy is called Jet, and it's really quite nice. Just a normal flat black, and then we've got some matte powder, top coat of a top nail coming matte top coat. Okay, so without further ado, let's get on with the video. Alright, so I'm going to come in with my black. Now each hand is the same, so the black is on the little finger and it's also on the middle finger, so I'm going to repeat these steps across both hands. So for some of this I'm only going to show you one or two, okay, just so you get to see the technique a bit. So I'm applying black to the little fingers and the middle finger, and the way I apply it is I paint it. Black and white are my least favourite powders to work with. I'm sorry, I hate them because they're so sticky. So the way that I've found is to work with them quite wet and paint them on. So I'm going to do this here as well. You've got to be quite careful with black as well, because if you get it on the finger, which you're going to see I'm about to do in about 3 seconds flat, and it stains. It really stains. So be careful with it. Otherwise you're going to end up with a nice mess left over. So I'm quite happy with that nail. I'm just going to make it a little bit thicker towards the tip, and then I'm done. I'm going to move on to the marble. Now I am just going to create a base colour on the index and the ring fingers on both hands of Tudor Rose, just so that I've got something to work over when I do my marble. Just painting it on really thin, and this is what I love about Trilogy, okay? I can work with this wet, I can work with this dry, I can work with this nice and in between, and it just does whatever I want it to do. So that's where I'm leaving it. And I'm going to move on to the thumb after I've done all the other nails. And the thumb is going to be like an ombre down to glitter. So the first thing I do is I'm putting the colour up and pulling that down, but not all the way down, and pulling it to almost the tip. And then I'm going to put the cuticle area on, so get that nice and rounded and nice and smooth and flush. And then after it's set for a little while, which it will do when I move on to the other hand, I'm going to come in with Snow White. Apply that to the tip area, blend it up the nail, and then shape it afterwards. Then I'm going to move on to my marble nail. So this is like dots of the coloured acrylic, and I want it to look like the stripes are coming diagonally across the nail, which they are, obviously. It's not look like that's what they're going to do. So I place a wet bead of Tudor Rose first, and then up towards the side of the nail that I'm coming down from, I'm going to place my black. And then I'm going to work it either up or down in diagonal motions, and let it like taper out towards the, I don't know whether you can like the inside edge of the nail, because I think the outside's like towards the outside of your hand. So as you can see, and I'm using a size 4 brush here, just so that I've got nice fine point. And I want most of the black to be on what you can see as the left hand side of the nail, and her right. And I'm going to drag it down towards the right hand side of the nail. Keep it nice and tapered. I'm not bothered about it being bumpy, because I'm going to add some glitter, and I am going to add some clear to cap as well, which is what I'm doing now. I'm adding that glitter just in the gaps and anywhere I think it might need some highlights. I have done this on all of the nails that have the marble design as well, so if you're recreating it, that's what you want to do. Repeat each step across both hands. Okay, so now I'm going to come in and I'm going to cap. Excuse me. Gosh, do you know, it's been one hell of a Christmas, hasn't it? I mean, it's middle of January now. Sorry, guys. But everyone's ill and everyone keeps getting ill. Hope you have all been well over your Christmas and stuff, because we were not. We all got that. I don't know if you had it where you are, but we all had like a horrible flu going around our town. It was really fun. That contained all of the goodness of every symptom of flu that you can possibly get, if that catch my drift. So I'm coming in, I'm capping with Trilogy Clear, and I'm obviously using Trilogy Monomer, which is a fast set monomer, but you know what, I don't find it to be fast anymore. And also, just one thing, in my house it was really cold this day, so the clear, it wasn't setting as quickly as it could have done, which is why it looks a bit like it's runny, like it's wet, because excuse me again, it's when it's cold, your powders will set slower, and when it's warm, your powders will set quicker. So a little bit of a tip: in warmer weathers, sit your pot of monomer in a glass, in like a bowl of water. That will help keep the heat out. If it's really, really hot, iced water is great. And then obviously in winter, people have said to rest your clients' hands on, them hand warmers, because that helps as well. So yeah, so I'm just, because I've worked quite thin with all of these colours, I'm creating my apex out of that clear, by the way. Just making sure that I've got the structure there, because I don't want none of these to break, not at all. So that's what I'm doing. It took me a little while to realise that this is why the monomer wasn't setting, that it was because, everyone's freezing. And I don't know if you know what I'm on about. You're a woman, when you've got hormones raging in your body because it's Aunt Flo's visiting, I'm always a lot hotter than anybody else, so I don't get cold. I feel it, and also I've got a bit of weight on me, so I'm always a bit warmer than other people. And then when it's boiling, I'm freezing. I do not know how that works, but I was like, oh, why is it not setting? And my client's like, pretty cold, and I was like, oh yeah, that's why. So now, after doing that for 4 sets, I started to bung the heating up a bit more. Sorry, clients, for making you sit in freezing cold water. Yes, they're all sat in freezing cold water, because that's what my salon is. It's an aqua salon. No, not at all. They're sat in a freezing cold room. Oh dear, do you know what? When they took my son out via cesarean section, I'm pretty sure they took part of my brain with him, because I am just stupid. Okay, brain fart moment, and I'm going to have to yawn. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'm coming to the end of capping now. I didn't bother to show you my thumb because I didn't get it in the shot properly, so you've gathered by now. Look, that's how I'm capping. And then I'm going to move on to put some, I'm going to file, but you're not going to see that because I rock the boat all over the place when I do that. And now just a quick demonstration of how I apply my crystals. I come in with Chiara Sky Dip Base. Use one of those crystal picker-uppery things that are based around the crystal katana, but they're not the crystal katana. And I just stick them on there, and I use the metal end to position them. And it's just there, I picked up the wrong size. So I've done that on the other hand as well. You can see on the middle finger there, she's got a bigger cluster. And then after that, I'm going to seal them. Now the black fingers have matte top coat, but I find that matte top coat doesn't seal the crystals in good enough. Not for me anyway. So instead what I'm doing is I'm very gently using a detailer brush, and I'm in between the gaps putting shiny top coat. I find it sets harder, it gives a better seal, and then I'm going to butt the brush of the matte top coat right up against the edge of those crystals so that you can't tell that that's what I've actually done. So just like this, nice and sealed in. My ultimate gloss top coat cures in 1 minute, although I do like to leave it in for 2. And the Nail Chemie Velvet Matte cures in 30 seconds. So what I've done is I've put this ultimate gloss top coat on and then put it into the lamp for 30 seconds, brought the hand out. Now I'm applying the Velvet Matte, putting it right up to those crystals, like I said, so you can't tell that there's any shiny near it. And then I'm putting the hand back in for the remaining time to make sure that it's fully cured. And then I like to do the thumbs separately at the end. Okay, so here's the finished set, and I don't mind saying so myself, but this is one of the best shapes that I've ever created. I am absolutely in love with this set, and to be fair, so is my client. I think they are stunning, and I really hope that you think the same. Obviously it's not my original design, but I'm really quite pleased with how they've turned out. I really hope that you liked the video, and I really would appreciate it if you hit subscribe and give me a thumbs up on this video if you liked it as well, because that helps you'll be able to see it more, get more, more notifications. My throat just did a little bubble then. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.